Hey, it's Joe Mango. Today I'm so excited. I'm down at IMG Worlds of Adventure. I feel like a kid in a candy store. Let's go explore. If you want to come and check out this absolutely magical place, then go to platinumlist.net right now. Hey, it's Joe Mango here from Platinum List down at the Museum of Illusions. If you want to try out this awesome place, then follow me. Oh. Coming here, you seriously won't believe your eyes. Make sure you book right now for the Museum of Illusions, platinumlist.net. Whew.
Hi, I'm Lily.
And I'm Dan.
And we are The Load In. Getting so much better at this.
We are indeed.
We are.
We've had many practices now. I can't even speak actually. I need that coffee.
Gaz, we've got you back.
Thank you for having
You were
me
so highly
By popular
entertaining.
demand.
By popular demand.
Who's
Gaz from
demanded that?
13
Me?
days.
Lily.
Me. Clearly, apparently, sorry. You're going to kill me because, you know, I tried to give you a great intro last time, but now I'm going to give Paul Evans probably the best intro we've had so far.
This is by far the best
By far
intro.
the best from Paul Evans Solutions Leisure.
I just want to know who...
I'm not coming on unless this is my intro.
She's ignoring the fact that she got my name wrong last time, but it's okay. It's fine.
But once you do the intro, I want to know who's going to play you in the movie.
My pronunciation was absolutely woeful. That's what it was.
Because you're Australian.
Totally Australian. It's all about having a good hoot. See?
Anyway, moving
I
on.
did it to
moving
myself
on.
before you could do it. Now, I wanted to read this. Like I said, today we welcome Paul, owner of Solutions Leisure, and the synopsis of his book, When I Woke Up, is how I wanted to introduce you. So I know you've heard it many times. I'm sure you know it well, but for our viewers out there, and you're going to hear this the first time, you haven't
Guys,
read
just
it?
like, oh, whatever.
I'm waiting for the Netflix series.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know the real one.
Okay, listen to this. He went to hell and back, then went again. He died on the operating table and lived in a parallel universe whilst fighting for his life in a coma. Got you yet?
Yeah.
Right. Became a fugitive, captured at gunpoint and imprisoned in a squalid Cairo jail for a crime he did not commit. I got you.
Yeah.
Like, you're totally there.
Come
aren't
on,
you?
carry on.
Yeah, see? As a child, he battled with relentless bullies and overcame chronic dyslexia. Not cool. As a man, he cheated death, survived a foreign prison, and built a multi-million-dollar business, yet lost it overnight and found the strength, despite personal tragedy, to rebuild it again. He lives today knowing and believing that you can also survive anything. If you want to know this, if you want to know how to get through this thing called life, this is your manual. Paul Evans, welcome.
It's not bad, is it? That?
I mean, that is pretty...
Like, seriously?
I mean, I think we might as well
That's
just
my
like...
show. I'm done.
We're done now. We're just going to leave it to you guys.
I'm done. So that for me is insane. Sorry.
I don't even know where to begin with that.
I couldn't compete. So, but 13 days, Gaz.
I mean, you're amazing, Gaz.
Cheers. Why don't you concentrate? You can forget me.
But you know what?
I'm just here for fun.
But thank you so much for helping us get Paul on the show.
It's all right.
So,
I'm his agent today.
Yeah, taking 20% of all bookings.
Listen, I'm just exhausted reading the
I
synopsis
want to
of your
know
book.
more. Like, that is just...
But do tell us
crazy.
more. Like that's insane.
Which bit do you want me to pick?
Start from
God.
the beginning.
Can I ask you a question?
When were you born?
Go on.
Why did you want to put it into a book?
Yes.
That's a great question.
You should get this kid on more.
I know. I'll pay him later.
He's going to be like...
Give him more opportunity, you understand? She's already got a bit of a thing for him. You could be gone, mate.
And now they're pushing me at me on podcast.
Why did I want to write the book? I think I wanted to put some purpose to it all, really. Obviously, as you go through what I've been through in my life. What was the reason behind it? Why was I faced with it? What was the reason that I had to go through that kind of stuff? And I think I sort of summarise it in the thought process that if people reading that are able to get anything out of it that helps them get through whatever they're dealing with, and every single one of us, especially in today's world.
Well, I was going to say a pandemic is a walk in the park for you after reading that
Well,
synopsis.
I'm not sure about that, but
There's another chapter.
you know, yeah.
It's the following
sequel.
book, that's for sure.
I think the comments that have come back, the people that have read it, the people that have reached out to me and said, it really has given me hope in the current situation I'm faced with. It gave me some ideas, it gave me some techniques, it gave me some mindset things that I could try that have helped me to deal with what I'm going through. That was the real reason why I wanted to sort of get it out and not only heal me in the process.
Was it hard to get it out?
Yeah, look, I had this little analogy of either washing something off in a shower. So whatever it is I'm faced with, I will stand in a shower. I imagine that thing's on my shoulders, and I don't leave that shower till it's gone. I also have this other little thing for the deeper, nastier stuff where I put it in a safe and I go and bury it out at sea, and I never think about it again. And that's how I've got through my life.
Does that ever creep up though?
Well, it does when the author says I need some more juicy stuff.
Exactly, exactly. And you're like,
in there to
you're like,
find
but
it.
it's way out in sea.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's there.
So then you have to go and get it, and you have to go through it again. And if I said this, I was asked to do a book 2 or 3 times, and I always said no.
Not
I wasn't
ready.
in the right part of my life to go through it, and I'd reached a point when I was ready to maybe walk through it, and the person that was writing the book was bored because I was only giving them surface level shit.
Yeah.
I was just, I'm not
He's
ready.
like, it's not gonna go.
I'm not going to go and dive and go and get that stuff. And then I decided to. So, there is some pretty horrific stuff in that book, and I didn't hold back. So there's not, I can't tell you this, I can't tell somebody that. I wasn't a particularly nice individual as I came through school and got bullied, and it turned me into a certain type of person. I'm not proud of that individual, but I'm proud of the guy that I became. So once I was proud of who I was, or am, then I'm able to talk about
you think-
how I got there.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, but you just made it's a very interesting point where you said you weren't proud of the person that you were, but you are proud of the person that you became.
Yeah.
Do you think it was, people say if it wasn't for that experience, I wouldn't be where I am now.
without a shadow of
Are you a firm believer of
I
that?
think there's 2 or 3 versions of me. There's the sort of version as a young bullied dyslexic kid. There's a version of me that then hit it really well in the corporate world. I eventually headed up the sales team of GE Capital across the
Wow.
northwest of England, getting paid extremely well, very successful. Became an arrogant prick, and that takes you in a certain direction. Didn't particularly like where that took me.
Did you become the bully?
No, not necessarily a bully. I became somebody that would step across somebody to achieve what
Okay.
I wanted. And in the corporate world, with a
That's what you
machine
need.
like GE,
Yeah, you
teaching
need to be.
They want that. They encourage that. And because of this little thing I had burning inside of me that I was stupid and I would never achieve anything in my life, the second that you do, if you don't control that properly, it can swing the other way.
Yeah.
And it swung the other way. And that made me a certain type of individual that didn't really care about anybody else. It was all about me and what I wanted to achieve. Then I moved to Egypt, got smashed in a bar one
What
night.
made you go to Egypt?
It's in the book.
I know. I'm going to have
Pay
to
the
read.
£9 and have a read. Yeah, it's in the book. Personal circumstances. I did
Okay.
some stuff that that wasn't conducive with a relationship, and it was kind of a second chance.
Okay, great.
Didn't necessarily work out the way it should have worked out, but
And then you landed in Egypt.
then I moved to Egypt, became a nightclub owner, and all the stuff that comes along with being a nightclub owner. Drank my ass off for 18 months and put myself in a coma. Flatlined 3 times on the operating table. And that was the biggest wake-up call I ever could have had or ever could have wished for. From that moment on, I decided to live my life in a very, very different way and become a decent human being. Wow. And I've been on that journey ever since. So I woke up on my 29th birthday. I'm now 45, so yeah. 16,
Sorry, all that
16
happened
years.
before you were 29.
Yeah.
What were we
Yeah.
doing up to the age of 29? Do you know what I mean? I think I was still living at home. Jesus.
Yeah, it's not that. That's crazy.
So all of that journey, eventually reaches a point where I believe I can help people. I've got a reasonably sized team at Solutions Leisure. I have a real empathy for people that go through difficulty, adversity, because of the stuff I've been through. I've proved that There's not much you can throw at me and I won't get past it.
Yeah.
It'll take me a while to figure it out, but it won't beat me.
Yeah.
And I want to help people to, build that immunity system, if you like, to anxiety, adversity,
Yeah.
self-doubt, insecurities. And the book is the start of that. I also run little mini sort of wake-up programs with some of my closest people to help them sort of reach the best version of themselves. And that's who I want to become. I'm chasing the painted picture of myself in 3 to 5 years' time. All the stuff that I think I can get better at, that's the guy I want to be.
And that sort of feeds your soul now.
Yeah.
Gaz, I'm going to put you on the spot because you work quite closely with Paul.
Yeah, he probably can dispute that.
Do you see that? Like the first time you
no.
met him, did you know this was the man?
Killed it.
No. Well, yeah.
He's full of shit. He's always been.
I've called you a few times actually about how I'm just thinking of it now as you were saying it about like one thing that I always find a bit mind blowing with Paul, talking about you as if you're not here with Paul, is that ability to deal with stuff, because I struggle with it. Like I've called you before and I'm like, I'm managing my team, they're doing my head in, I don't know what to do and blah 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 blah. How do you, because Paul doesn't have to just deal with a team, he's dealing with a team and a hotel over here
and a business there and so much.
And I'm thinking like, I'm sitting here worrying about it all and like stressing myself out. How do you deal with it? So we've had some chat. I wouldn't say we've had a workshop about it, but it's a phone call as a mate. It's like I know that if I'm calling with a problem or something work related, I know I'm not going to get chastised. I mean, if I've been stupid, then I will, which is often. But
That's why.
See how he did it to himself before you could do it to him?
No, but that's also not true.
manipulating the conversation.
We've had probably employed with us over the last sort of 20 years in this industry. Got 100, 200, 300 musicians, 500 DJs, 300 dancers. Every kind of employee that you can think of has worked for us in the industry. Gaz has been with us 15 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we
I missed that bit.
There's only my cat that's been with me longer.
I'm basically the same as
And that's clinging on now.
like a lazy house cat.
I absolutely adore that cat. It's a true story.
It might be on its way out, but you keep it around because
No, he's not on his way out. He's fit.
I'm talking about me.
Oh. Yeah. So of all the people that have worked with us and alongside us, Gaz has stood the course and the test of time, and not just. Our career and our time in the industry has been broken more than once. COVID is not the only challenge I've had to come past. The Egyptian revolution hit this thing like a nuke. We also, terrorist attack, September the 11th, Iraqi wars of when
Kuwait,
you're in this region in the food and beverage industry or the tourism industry, so much can happen outside of that. And Gaz has been next to us through pretty much every one of those journeys. So he does probably know me better than most, actually, which is one of the reasons why I said I'd love to come. Because, anyway, and to touch on that, any way I can now, and what was the big shift in me was, as a GE employee, it was me.
Yeah.
The rest of you, I don't care. If you don't get him away, no problem. But if you get him away and it's somewhere I need to get to,
You're out.
Yeah.
where today, if I make him better, by default,
It makes you better.
we benefit.
Yeah.
So the sooner I can promote the team, grow the business, they drive me to expand this group.
Yeah.
I don't have a single general manager today that was recruited as a GM. They were all recruited as 2 levels down, and I've grown them through it.
It's still
Because of that, I succeed because of their success.
Yeah.
It's still till this day. It astounds me how many companies don't understand that basic understanding. Look after your team,
Especially here in the region.
Your team will look after you. Yeah, but it's astounding, and I've always found that leaders or directors or managers who have a fear of having someone better than them around them, or they see it as a threat.
Yeah.
They're not leaders.
Yeah.
The way I like to think about it is I'm the most experienced guy in the room, and I'm here to help you.
Exactly.
No more than that. I'm not the most experienced guy in the room. Listen to me. How can I help you be better at what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Whatever that role may be. Because why am I the most experienced? Because I've been through
You've just been
pretty
around.
much every bit of it.
Yeah.
If I can help you be better bartender, floor manager, bar manager, restaurant manager, assistant GM, the better I can make that individual, by default, I become better. So, but that was a big shift, sort of post-coma.
Yeah.
That made me realise that, can't be about me. It's got to be about everybody else. And if you make it about everybody else, the rewards will come back to you 10 times more. And that's how I run Solutions Leisure today. Completely parallel hierarchy. Just the most experienced guy in the room. And I'm here to help you. No more than that. I'm a book. Ask me a question and I'll give you some advice. You'll become better. And then it's my job to find the next restaurant to move you to.
Yeah.
So no one else steals you.
Exactly.
It's also my responsibility.
To keep them.
Yeah.
Well,
Provide
it
those
costs-
opportunities.
So
But
much
like
time
it
in
fulfill
costs
everybody,
more money to start from scratch to bring in new employees than it is to retain them.
Yeah.
Like, and again, these are basics of business that so many people constantly get it wrong. So, I commend you and your
don't get
team
me
for
wrong.
getting that.
I got it wrong many times in the past.
Yeah.
And I only started getting it right within the last 8-9 years, really, where I could really say, yeah, I know what I'm doing these days.
The 8-9 years have been quite an impressive
Dubai,
list
we
of
did
work that you've done and what you've achieved. So
we
it's
did okay
amazing.
since we got here.
You've done.
You did good.
Do you think it's just okay?
Just okay.
Just okay. He's saying we've done just okay in the last 8-9 years.
Yeah. Opening successful places, expanding all over the place, and meaning that I get money. It's
good.
Yeah,
You're
it's
doing all
okay.
right.
But there's on that thing you were saying about having being the most experienced in the room and there to help. There's the other side of it too, which is that I found you and the other directors at Solutions. You give people room as well. As an example, when I first started, because I didn't join as a manager, I just came out as a musician. But of course, I wanted to worm my way in where I could. I remember one of the first meetings we had, all around the table, and we're talking about an idea for what we're going to do, live music, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was sort of sticking their ideas in as they do. And Paul turned around and said, right, if I'm going to go and cut a deal with one of the big hotels to rent a venue space from them, I'm not going to ask Gaz for his opinion. So why should he be expected to listen to you about music?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
Well said.
brilliant. Then, okay, that's good. So that's what I mean, like, as well as you're giving people space to do what they're good at.
Well, they're experienced.
You've got
Well,
to,
it's- you're
you've
giving
got to
them the
surround
respect.
yourself with. I mean, I couldn't name you 20 songs off the top of my head. You could name.
he
You could
can.
name
Yeah.
me 50,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pay him a lot of money to do a great job for me. Don't interfere with it.
Yeah.
Ask me a question, I'll answer it for you. But I'm not ringing him saying, what about this and what about that? We had a recent chat about the how do you put a full band together in the current environment.
Yeah.
We chat about for an hour. And I'm like, it was me saying, guys, how do we do it?
Yeah.
I want to do it because I
Yeah.
want to generate a little bit of money so I can pay some people some money.
Yeah.
How do we do it? Not this is how you're going to do it, guys, and this is what we're going to do. And
Yeah.
how
We
do we do
touched
it?
on that, didn't we, in the last
Yeah.
podcast?
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
I was saying about how when I first came out here before we opened, and I was doing the rounds in the venues, looking at what other people were doing, and it was very apparent that the managers or the owner of the venue would be dictating what the band's doing. You're doing Elton John night tonight. You're doing.
That's not a bad idea. When we're doing that. Brilliant.
I should have went to it. I don't know.
I'm going to have some of that.
But we've not had that. It's more like, okay,
No.
these musicians are good at that, so
Yeah.
they can do that. These
Yeah.
musicians are good at that,
Yeah.
so they're going to do that, and then.
We started with one band, Lockstock,
Yeah.
Barsha or T-Com as it's now known. Gaz came in with his old band that worked for us in Egypt. A couple of changes, a couple of tweaks. But it was Gaz's gig. And then we need another band.
Yeah.
I didn't go and hire another band. I rang Gaz and said, I need another band.
Yeah.
Gaz,
Yeah,
get me another
sort
band.
it out.
What
Yeah.
type of band do you want, Paul? I don't know. What type of band do you want,
tell
Gaz?
me
Yeah.
what's going to
What do
work.
you think is going to work? Yeah.
And then we need another one.
Yeah.
And then we need another one.
Yeah.
So, and we'll need another two if you want a bit of a news break. So it'll
I
be.
like how he just threw that in and just kept
Yeah.
going.
Just kept going.
I
Yeah.
haven't actually announced it to anybody. I've not put it in the press anywhere. And I'm
Then
not.
let's stop right now.
Yeah.
Stop right now.
But eventually, you'll find out.
So yeah.
It's enough to keep people interested.
So there'll
Teasers.
be guys. Let's find a couple more bands. Let's add a complement to what we've got. We've got this kind of band. We've got that kind of band. We've got this kind of singer. We've got go on. Let's build another one. Because the variety is what makes us interesting. I think for our guests to spend time with us.
Yeah.
It's
I think it makes
not
us
just
more
the
interesting for the
variety,
staff, for
what
the
it's
team.
been, and you can see that your lineup is led by musicians. It's led by the artist side because it's always felt very organic.
No, they don't make us any money. They cost an absolute bloody fortune. Commercially, it's a disaster.
With all the permits, the fees,
Everything,
the rest of it.
but it's not cookie cutter. Like you'll be able to sort of chime in here as well because you deal with artists all the time and you deal with clients all the time, and you can see where clients are smart enough to be open to what the artist knows or what you know as a
ultimately
event.
artists often know a lot more.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to like
Or as
music and what
opposed-
audiences want. And
It seems like the strangest thing in the world for me. Pay somebody 15, 20, 30, whatever the number may be, to do a certain role and then tell them how to do that.
Then
job.
tell them how to do it.
wouldn't,
Yeah,
no.
but there's so many, like us from the event industry, we can tell you
Yeah.
the number of times you get clients that do that. And I'm like, hold on, but you're paying us. Let us do our job. Let us do what we do. And you can see it. And with you guys, you can see it. When you come down there, you can tell that it's led by the creatives. And that's fantastic. That's what makes you sort of keep coming
Yeah,
back.
it is. But I think there's a good bridge between the corporate and the creative. Because, of course,
Because you still got to make money.
yeah, I mean, like, bands have got a worse profit margin than hummus. So, you know,
what? Bands have a worse profit margin than hummus.
hey, if you
Hummus
opened
is one
up...
of our most profitable.
If you
Oh,
opened a
okay.
hummus
Yeah.
business tomorrow,
Listen, hummus
you'd be
is-
nailing it, man.
Really? Oh my god,
you
I'm
would.
going to do a career change.
Listen, hummus is the best thing.
Is it really?
Oh.
I thought it was the best thing. Like I eat it, but like I
No,
didn't realize
for-
like profit margin
No,
wise.
amazing.
Shit, I'm like I'm changing
Sushi.
career.
Costs you nothing to make
Pizza's
it.
pretty
and
good
sell
as
it
well.
for-
Sushi's better.
Really? Well, see, we're learning lots of
But
things.
bands, rubbish.
Yeah, of course.
Where was I going with that? No,
Corporate and
right, yeah. So, because of course, there's the side that this is what I mean. I've been learning since I've been in Dubai. Because before Dubai, I was just kind of
It was a kite
It-
surfer.
just wing it.
We
Yeah,
talked
you're a
about
kite
it.
Yeah, we
surfer.
talked
He was
about
a
it
very
last time.
popular young kite surfer.
Yes.
Well, that was the thing. That's where
I
we
was-
found
I
out
was
13
young.
days.
which seems a long time ago.
So young but not popular.
Combination.
Well,
Is
actually,
all.
that's quite interesting about when that started because I used to be on the beach every day, and quite often all the guys from Paul's team on their day off or whatever would be down at the beach, either do some wakeboarding or some kiting and stuff like that. And whenever there was no wind or nothing to do, I'd just sit there with my coffee, noodling on my guitar, and then the guys came up to me and said, "Do you want to try being in a band?" And that was how
And
that
he's still
first band
trying.
started. And 15 years later, I might make it. I don't know yet.
One day.
But that's how
you
that-
can live
I
in
think
dream.
that's a great story because it has, we have always been about collaboration, working
Yeah.
with each other. The kite surfing centre then
We
became
used
one
to
of
do
our
events at your place,
used to
didn't we?
Then I said, well, why don't you do White Sensation Pie? So you sponsored the White Sensation Pie. We did well out of it. You did well out of it. We are really into that sort of collab.
Yeah.
The corporation versus the expert music individual. We sit around a table of 25 people and talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Some of us are accountants, some of us are builders, some of us are construction, some of us are.
But it's different perspectives
Together,
that comes together.
What's the
It's
best
something
thing that we
special.
can create?
Yeah.
Wow. Then it's
Exactly.
got some powerful shit in the room.
Yeah. And
And
that's
that's
more
the way
important
we
now than
are.
ever.
I mean, we meet, our internal management team, department heads meet at least once a week and chew the fat
But that's
for
brilliant.
2 hours.
That's brilliant.
And then we went to Atlantis last weekend, said thank you, and spent the night there, and got a few people drunk. And
Yeah. The rest
one
of it is
which
censored,
was,
right?
sat right in front of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
They didn't get me drunk. I got me drunk.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I can only
Yeah, you
imagine what
did.
happened.
Oh, what happened is I was thoroughly entertaining and charming throughout the whole evening.
Did you have to write your apology cards in advance? Because that's generally
No,
what I
everyone-
Never
usually-
apologised.
Well, look, our
then.
partners, we've got the Wave House at Atlantis. That's
Yeah.
ours, and obviously we respect those guys massively for what the work that they're doing at the moment. But we're friends, So when you decide to put 25 people in their hotel and say,
Yeah.
look, there's the rules. There's no social media. No one throws up, and you promise me you're gonna have a good time. That's
Yeah.
it. And there's an envelope with some cash in. Let's go and have a great 24 hours. Thank
Yeah.
you for the last.
Yeah.
Thank you for the last 5 months of putting
Dan,
up with
we're
this shit.
working
Yeah.
in the wrong industry.
There was a genuine question the day after
Was there?
from someone.
Yeah, you have to.
I won't name names, Owen.
Yeah, you said you have to use the envelope to pay your bill.
He said to me, the rule about throwing up, that only applied last night, right? If it's the next day, it's okay. I'm like, mate, I don't think it's an actual rule.
And it
Oh
also
my God,
doesn't
that's
matter unless anyone
fantastic.
sees it.
All right, bless him. Can we have him next on the show?
He'd be too busy throwing up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Listen, that whole collaboration and the way of getting the team together and having different perspectives, is that what you used to get through the pandemic? Is that the sort of headspace you guys were in?
So-
how'd you do it? Because you guys you've done quite well.
I also like, for me, it's like when you look at all the things that you've gone through, from like terrorism to the being in a coma and all this.
Comas
Like,
and
I just haven't figured.
gunpoint.
This is
and-
just a problem I've not figured out yet. Dead simple.
Yeah.
There's no more than that. I'm not phased by it. I'm not
Yeah.
freaking out by it.
'cause it's a very different problem from all the others. But
Yeah, but that's all about perspective and scale.
Yeah.
You know, what's being in a coma and flatlining, that's got to be the biggest thing you've ever had to come over.
yeah,
Well, yeah, when you highlight it and bracket it. Revolution stung like shit. You know,
can
I was
imagine.
literally just losing my places, being afraid for my family. It was just horrendous. Being battered as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, because you support a different football team, it's also no fun when you're in the moment.
When you're in
Yeah.
it.
So this is the most difficult thing I've ever had to go through, because I just haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
The second I figured it out, then it's not the most
Then it's
difficult thing
not.
again. So, you know, we lock those
it's a
venues.
really interesting perspective.
You build that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. I'm worried about my team being worried.
Yeah.
So my job is to make sure they're not. My job is to show them what I'm
Better,
busy with.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't panic over this. It's not your job to panic over this. It's your
Yeah.
job to go
mine.
and sing in Lockstock on Monday night.
Yeah.
You go and sing in
Exactly.
Lockstock, and I'll worry about how I pay
Yeah.
the rent. So I try to take that pressure off them, because I've been here before, and I'm not phased. It's difficult, and you know, I spend a lot of time thinking about it,
Yeah,
but I'm panicking.
Yeah, but a lot of people have run and
But
left
I've
their
also,
team hanging.
I've also not, you know, at the end of the day, it's just some numbers on a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
COVID's come along and rubbed those numbers out. I've got 40 years to put those numbers back. My kids don't need my inheritance today. I'm not about to die.
yeah,
I didn't have all this cash in the safe and someone's come and robbed it and stolen it. No, it's just a number on a balance sheet. It's gone. All right, fine, leave it there for a bit.
yeah,
Just get on and do what I can do. So what can I do? I can't change that people have got to go out and wear masks. I can't change you can't stand next to each other. I can't change flight certificate. I can't change any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to think about it for one moment. What I'm going to think about is what can I change?
How can I
Yeah.
work around
Right,
it?
so I've got a salary bill. That's the number.
Yeah.
I've got to hit that number, then I can worry about the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, true.
And then I've got some landlords. Right, I've got to hit that number. So, you know, I left on the 22nd. I decided to spend lockdown with my two boys in the UK. That turned out to be the most incredible experience. I really managed to bring myself much closer to those two little boys that, you know, I was concerned that spending 3 days every 4 weeks was not enough.
Yeah.
I got to spend
No.
3 months with them.
Yeah.
Amazing.
A great silver lining there.
And then I came back with the big 6 things I needed to fix, and I've been back 11 weeks now, and I've fixed them all.
Did you come back with a plan?
Yeah,
or
full on.
okay.
Full on attack plan of what do I need to solve, and how do that, you know, when you're sitting in England, you have time to think about stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I had time to sort of write down every road and which way could it go. If this happened, then I'm going to do that, and if this happened, then I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And I pretty much done that, and then I came back and I just went at it.
Did you keep communicating with the team over that
Every day.
3
Oh,
months
yeah,
so that
yeah.
they know?
Oh, yeah.
Because
No.
you know, because a lot of times people sort of, yeah, they might be looking at solutions, but they don't communicate. And to me,
it
coming
was-
from a comms background, it's one of the key
We
things.
were Skyping once a week, senior management team, and WhatsApp 10 times a day. And look, you know, a lot of my team know me.
Yeah.
I don't have a bone.
You're not going to
me.
leave them hanging.
yeah.
Not going to
No,
happen.
never, ever, ever.
Never had a doubt.
No, I mean, I actually.
You could have
that's-
sounded more positive with that.
I know he's like, oh, there's
No, I was
hesitation
trying,
there
I was
for a
trying to
second.
think of what I was
Well,
going to
no,
say
he
about
wasn't
it.
quite expecting it. I just threw it at him, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh
Yeah,
shoot, a
what-
question
what-
for
I'm
me."
I think the only thing I can say about it doesn't actually the personal side of it doesn't matter at all. What I would say is if there's only one thing I would ever have to trust, it's that I know that Paul would never let any of it fail, and that's all you need really.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if we're friends or not. Doesn't matter if none of that matters. But I know that he's not going to let himself go down.
Yeah,
So
So
I
nobody
need to
goes
be
down.
Exactly.
part of
I
that
built this
shit, you know.
company on relationships. So when you look at the problems, and we've all read the same newspaper. People have ran off. Landlords have done this. It's all over dough. It's all over cash.
Yeah.
That's
Always.
it. Full
It
stop.
is,
Period.
yeah.
So go and solve your biggest problem. Well,
Yeah, but
my
some
landlords
people,
are my friends.
the thing is though, some people, even if they wanted to, weren't in a fight. They didn't have the right capital. So
I didn't. I had nothing. Zero. I
Okay.
fixed this problem without a single pound. Every pound that came into the business, I've used to fix it.
okay.
We're a leveraged business, so I borrowed money to build those venues. that's the way it rolls. So we literally ran out of money in March.
Yeah.
I've had zero capital input. I've sold stuff that I've owned, and I've gone and done deals and made friends and reignited those relationships that I have with people. I'm not out of the woods, don't get me wrong. This is, we've got some way to go.
Yeah.
But the biggest threat that you have is the bank or the landlord taking off you.
Yeah.
Well, I put 7 years building relationships with the landlords. So it's no different than me saying to my son, I'm taking your toy off you. I'm never going to do that. For a minute I might threaten him with it so he behaves himself. I didn't get threatened by one landlord, not one. Not one landlord said, I'm going to do this to you, you're going to do, not one. What do you want to do, Paul? Because I've been good to those people.
Yeah, and you've had that relationship.
But that's where it really proves
this
building
is
the right
career.
relationships.
Oh God, it's everything.
Yeah.
You know,
And you guys are in it for the long term. It's not a short-sighted.
Somebody
kind
asked
of
me what the key to
opportunity.
my success of coming to Dubai was. You know, a few years, and I think I can't remember, a couple of years ago. You know, how have you been so successful? So because I put roots here, I'm living here, I'm staying here, I'm not going anywhere. I think the people that come to Dubai, Dubai will give you 10 times what you give it.
Yeah.
That's my
True.
what I've learned.
Yeah.
So I committed. I'm here, family, house, roots. I'm staying, money, employing people. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere else. COVID doesn't change that for one iota.
So you take the good with the bad.
I don't have the bad. The bad's just which way do you want to look.
True.
I don't see
See,
a
that's
single
awesome.
bit
That's an awesome perspective to
a
have.
single bit of negative. You know, it's difficult to open a company here. Is it? Who said that? Maybe you've got the wrong person helping you. You didn't read the thing. You should have read it. You know, difficulty is just a perception. Ask a child at 3 years of age, 6 + 6. That's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not difficult to a 4-year-old who's been taught the 6 times table, is it?
Yeah.
Difficulty is just perspective. It's just how you look at it. This is just a difficult situation that the solution is yet to be found. I'm not saying I'm going to find the cure to COVID. I'm going to find the cure for Solutions Leisure to operate successfully and look after the 500 people that work for us for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I can do
Which
that.
you have been doing, and that's sort of that's basically how all these conversations
Yeah.
started. You know, getting down to Lockstock and seeing that you guys had the live music starting. You were one of the first venues, in my opinion, that did it really well. You know, and you stepped up. So
Do you know the gorgeous thing as well? That half of those band members, entertainers, are also now pulling pints behind the bar.
Yeah, we've got people.
We've just come
hostessing.
together
Does
as
he
a
pull
group
a
of
good
people
pint?
and said,
How can I help?
Well, he's
What can we
doing
do?
graphic design. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I do a
when
bit of video work.
when we were
Nice.
sitting there saying, right, you know, it's not legal at the moment for us to do bands. These people have sat at home for 3 months. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
We need to give them some money. We need to find a way to give them some money. But I also need to pay the people that are working.
Exactly.
Fair money. Right, let's go and see what their skill set are.
Yeah.
What else can they do? It's not forever. You know,
Yeah.
you've got singers going, well, you know, I really want to be a singer. I know you do, babes. I know.
But you
But
can't
right
be a
now-
singer.
Yeah.
But
right
right
it's
now,
someone else.
you got to pay the rent. So I also don't want to be running around saying, can I borrow this, can I do that? But I'm doing whatever it takes.
Yeah.
So what else can you do? I used to serve coffee. Brilliant.
great.
Brilliant.
Let's get you into cute baby Q and let's get you doing some coffees. Amazing, I'll do that. The spirit, and then it's infectious.
Yeah.
When people see that
I
we're
agree
all,
with you there.
we are so in this together,
Yeah.
you know, might have a completely open plan office. Anyone can walk up to my desk and go, I'm not happy with this. Okay, grab a coffee and let's figure it out.
Yeah.
That unity that I've seen us all come together,
Yeah.
landlords, suppliers, team, you know, there's no way this thing's going to beat us because of
Yeah.
the amount of arms that we've got
That's-
together looking after each
Yeah.
other.
That's actually something that we've since starting this podcast, like we've experienced the same thing, like the support we've had for this podcast, and it all started from the fact that, you know, we sat there watching our industry go up in flames.
Yeah.
And, you know, there were lots of people wanting to know what's going on, people wanting information, and the two of us just sort of sat on a couch and
Direct.
started talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sort of wanting to inspire people, and then all of a sudden we were bringing people in, and sort of shocked every single time we asked someone, would you come in and have a chat with us? They're like, yeah, absolutely. And we're like sort of pinching ourselves going, what the hell's going on? But that camaraderie,
Yeah.
we've seen it sort of go leaps and bounds. Like, you know, there was the Creative Collective, what they, you know, you can speak about them better than
Yeah.
I can, with ILEA, even the Event Industry sort of association. But anyone that we've had on, one of the common threads has been that out of something so horrible, a community's coming.
Yeah.
That's the only, you know, if what is the one ingredient for solving this situation we're faced with today?
Yeah.
There's good hands together.
Yeah.
That's the
Has to
one
be.
thing you know, if anyone wants to ask me, why have you done so well? We're you can't get a Rizzler
Link
paper
arms.
between any of us at the moment. We are boom.
Yeah.
You know, and that. If you want to move me, you've got to move 500 of me. If you want to try and hurt us, you've got to move 500 of
Yeah.
us.
And that's a
But if
lot
you
harder
want
to
me
do
with
that.
you, look at the power I've got behind
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got back and I fixed landlords, I fixed salaries, I fixed suppliers, I started business development. I've signed 5 new deals
Wow.
that we're going to open in the next 6 months.
That's
I've got
amazing.
3 more ready to go. And I'm busy with how do I affect the people that I'm loyal to? I need to make sure they can live. How can I make them live? I can only operate 30% of the venues. I can't change that, and I'm waiting for somebody to say, right, go to 50%.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit around and wait. If I can only operate 30% of 10 venues, I'm going to get 30 venues. And that's the same.
Yeah.
And then when I'm allowed to open fully again,
You're
I'm
going to
here.
boom.
Yeah.
And while every other F&B operator is going, what the hell is
Rabbit and
happening?
headlights.
I'm like the Flash.
Yeah.
Well, I was standing
Lining
there doing
everything
nothing.
up.
Yeah, because I've been the rabbit in the headlights.
Yeah.
I was
And
that
you
guy.
never wanna
when
be
the
that again.
revolution hit me, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I've lost everything.
Yeah.
And you know what changed? Nothing. I still lost everything. And then I also lost the
True
time I was sat
story.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
So I've lost all my money, I've lost all my venues, lost all my team, and I've just lost 7 months feeling sorry for myself. I ain't doing that again.
No.
Yeah.
So it's closed. Everywhere's closed. Everywhere's closed. All right, cool. In the shower, off.
Yeah.
Next morning, right. All those are closed. Yeah, right. Okay. How do I do something?
Different
else?
perspective. If you can't get over the wall, if you can't climb over the wall,
Smash
go
it,
on.
go around.
That they shouldn't.
But
Bands
we all
coming on.
have to meet our maker.
Yeah.
We all have to live the life we want to live. We all have to look ourselves in the mirror. And as I said, you know, I'm chasing becoming the best version of my possible self. I don't want to be the guy that causes a single person COVID because I'm greedy, or I'm excited about trying to steal an extra 5,000 dirhams out of a crowd by allowing things that are not possible.
Has it affected you guys though?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Are you guys like finding that, you know, there's been
But it's what you said about though. You can't worry about what you don't have any
Can't
control
control.
over. So
Yeah.
someone's always going to mess it up. We said something similar last week about how, you know, speed limits exist because people couldn't handle driving at certain speeds, so you put a limit on it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing
Yeah.
with this. So someone will mess it up, and either they'll get punished or we all will. But the way through it is to whatever the world is, you just adapt to it
just gotta
as
keep
best you can,
adapting.
which is what we're doing now. But it's the same with the venues. It's the same with the music. You know, we can't do full bands. We'd love to. We're not going to wait around until we can do it. Let's do something.
Yeah,
adapting.
exactly. Yeah.
Let's do something that has the vibe of us,
Yeah.
but within the.
I think
the
they've
rules.
created
compliance
a
with
great,
guidelines.
a
Oh,
great little.
listen,
night.
it was amazing.
I was
Like,
there last
honestly,
Monday. I've not been.
yeah, you were, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm there again
arrange
this
to go.
Monday.
You need to. We need to go.
we got to go again.
Yeah.
I was there for the first one, you know,
Tomorrow.
and I just sat there. I literally sat in the front row and
Amazing. How you've not had anything to do for 3 months, 4 months, and bang.
bang.
Like,
But
I
the
was
live,
emotional.
It was
Yeah.
live. I forgot.
You were all emotional. I was just shitting myself.
Yeah, he was. He was like,
like, oh god, this could
Nah,
be
it was-
rubbish.
I said it last time. I won't say it in the same way. I'll just say it was really awesome.
Yeah, I think you had a hoot there, didn't you?
I had a
Yeah.
I think one of the
That's
biggest
what-
challenges with other people doing things that they're not supposed to do is that the consumer doesn't know what's allowed and what's
That's
not.
really
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
So you
that
get
is
the
100%
blame.
true.
You know,
We found that
Yeah.
this week.
We've had
'cause-
loads of it.
Oh, we've been working on so many projects with clients, and to be honest, like pretty much like yourself, I think in March it was like, okay, how do I find solutions to this problem? And it was always about like, okay, well, when the time is right, how do we get back to doing what it is that we're doing? How do we do it safely, making people feel confident?
Yeah.
And you know, we've had conversations with clients all the way through March, April, May, up until this point of going, we are ready. We'll be confident that we can make everything safe. And then when they saw all of the stuff which was on social media, stuff which we were planning for now October, November, they're pushing it back into next year
Yeah.
because of the perception and the image that these other people have created. It's made
And
them
they don't
feel
wanna get in
apprehensive
trouble.
and nervous.
No,
They don't.
no one wants to
Nobody
get-
wants. Yeah, you don't want a finger pointing at
basically,
you.
Of
Yeah, but
course.
what happened was, I think it was it was an event company that was also, it was an agency that was involved in some other event, and they just basically did what the client did when they should know.
Look,
You know what can and can't be done.
I mean,
You are on top of it.
We've been speaking to like DTCM since the beginning.
You know,
It's
you're
like,
all
we
over
have to
it.
follow it by the
You know,
rule book.
so really it's not just the consumer, it's not just the venue, but it's not just the clients, but it's the responsibility of agencies as well to
100%.
know. And
Yeah.
agencies know it better than
But
anyone
unfortunately,
else.
like the events industry in particular has always had more unscrupulous characters
Slightly.
that operate.
But
I
that,
think
that
it-
just
I-
sort of
I-
What a
messes
That's
it
lovely
up
way
a
to
little
put
bit.
it, Dan.
Yeah, I was just like, I have an opinion.
I've got two thoughts on it. You've got desperation causes people to do some things that
Which is true.
maybe they
yeah.
wouldn't normally do, and then you've just got greedy people.
Yeah.
And we don't need to name the difference between the two of them or the particular operators or people who are busy with it. But just let them go. It is their thing.
Yeah.
You've got to.
We can only focus on ourselves, I guess. Yeah,
Well, that's the
I
thing,
liked what
I-
you said off camera. It was like, you just focus on yourself and how you can, support your 500 team members
That's
and
where
move further forward.
I think business is like snow skiing. I've never snow skied.
Okay.
It's quite interesting. Maybe this analogy doesn't work at all, but let's have a crack.
Let's
just
just
go
roll
with
with it. Let's roll
We'll
with
see
it.
where you're going.
If you look down, you fall over. You pretty much go where
Yeah.
100%.
you pretty much
True.
go where your eyes are.
This is
Yeah.
very
So
true.
if my eyes are on every other operator out there, I'm not busy with my guys.
Of course.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
they say, run your own race.
You know, back in Egypt, I don't know if you used to remember, but there used to be a sort of every 6 months a bar, exactly the same design bar as ours, would pop up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd come in and you'd be sat over there and this lad would come and he'd start measuring the table. And I'm like, knock yourself out. What, you trying to do it sneakily? You don't have to do it sneakily, mate. I can see the
Go
tape
for it.
measure.
It's okay.
It's applicash type of wood. And it's 80 centimetres, 60
Knock
by
yourself
60.
out.
Knock yourself out. And then 2 or 3 nights later, the general manager would be in the venue, just sitting watching what you're doing, hoping that you don't catch him. And then after a while, an owner came and said, I'm sorry that we did what we did. I said, I don't have a problem with it at all. Well, we've closed now. I said, of course you have.
Of course
Yeah,
you
of course
did.
I could have told you that. Could have saved you a lot of money.
Would you be open to partnering with us?
No.
No, not really. But why do you think why do you think we failed? I said, because you're in my bar every night. You weren't in your own bar.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
this thing hit him. Right. And I've always been the same way. I'm not busy with of my perceived competitor.
Yeah.
I'm busy with our business. That's what
Yeah.
I'm working on. I don't have a competitor.
True.
So when I first opened Cube 43 back then, who's your target audience? Who's your competitor? Who are you going to take business off? No one.
I'm just going to do my own thing.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I want to build my own business, and I've had a few people come to me and ask me to invest in their projects. I'm okay, cool. What are you doing? We're going to build the next Zoomer. I'm out of it.
Out of
No,
it.
because
Not because I don't
one
think
exists.
Why build the next Zoomer?
Yeah.
Build your own.
Build your own
Whatever
entity.
whatever
is.
it's called.
Yeah.
But if
Agreed.
that's your target, I know where your eyes are.
Yeah.
You're not
It's
busy-
money.
Yeah.
It's money. It's the wrong.
Yeah.
It's,
Money
it's
is
the wrong
to us,
motivation.
is a byproduct of doing something we love.
You got to do
Exactly,
so. If you do
exactly.
something you love, the money will come.
My
if you're
proudest
driven
thing
by
is-
money,
is how passionate that team of solutions leisure people are.
Yeah.
They do what they love. Of course, this is not their favourite time that we've been together. But if I look at the spirit that was around that room on the weekend, I've got no doubt.
Yeah.
yeah.
My boys and my girls are going to be fine.
Yeah,
Well-
but what you're going through right now is a great foundation, I guess, for what you guys will continue to be in the future.
Well, it's a great team
Yeah,
building
I wonder
exercise.
what next thing's going to come at me.
like an
I have
asteroid,
my
alien,
fair share.
something.
But that
Come
is
on, man,
that,
it's
that is
enough.
that is
It's been
my
a lot.
wrap. That is my wrap up question. We can talk. Would definitely going to have you back again for chapter 2, chapter 3. Next
Only the
book
first
and all
one's
of that.
free.
Only the first one's free.
Well, he's been looking at his agent, get his 20% in.
20% have you
He's
already
got my cut.
negotiated?
Yeah.
But honestly, what is next for the team? You sort of alluded to, and we're going to stay tuned.
So what's next for the team? So we'll work within the boundaries and the limitations that are positioned in front of us. We will not push them. We will not challenge them. We will not try and expose them. I have no passion, interest for pushing that envelope on that
Yep.
front. Where we are today, with the restrictions we've got, we're back profitable as a little business.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Not massively, but enough.
Yeah.
But
We're
still,
not going backwards.
Survive.
that's great.
I'm paying everybody on time for the first time in a while,
Yeah.
and everyone's getting paid something. So we'll continue the same. We started building X brand venue in Business Bay about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Awesome.
And that will open in about 3 months' time. We'll announce that probably on my social media platforms in next week.
We're looking forward to it.
I wanted
Brilliant.
to get Baby Q out there. Obviously, that
Yeah.
that was a massive thing for us to go home to Q43
Yep.
where it all began.
Yep.
That put a huge blanket of warmth around
Yeah.
the group,
Yeah.
and it's been a great experience. While everyone else has been sort of wondering what the hell to do in this situation, we've been building venues, and that's what we do
Yeah.
well. It creates.
But it's smart. While people usually they always say when there's fear and when people are setting rabbit in headlights, if you're smart enough, you keep moving forward.
You know, I announced that Q43 had closed, that COVID had killed
Yes.
Q. The amount of love we got back, to the point where somebody rang me and said, "I'll renovate it for you." Contracting company, somebody that I've worked with 3 or 4 times before. So, what do you mean you'll renovate it for me? You can't close that venue. So I know I don't want to close it, but I haven't got a penny. Like literally, I don't have a dirham. Just sold my car to make payroll. He said, "Let's have a coffee." I'll do it. So what do you mean you'll do it? I'll finance it. I'll pay for it. You pay me when you can. Right? I don't know when I can.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I know you're good for it, Paul.
Yeah.
So they brought their contracting firm in and threw 80 people at it for 6 weeks. We painted it ourselves. We went to IKEA. We did all the stuff we did. And we've opened a gorgeous little venue. And some other dude just rocked up and said, "You were good to me when I needed you. You need me now. I'm
Goes
going to do
around,
it for
comes
you."
around.
Wow.
So that dude is going to be building my 3 things in Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
which I've also signed.
What goes around
Nice.
comes around.
So, you know, that
I
was
think
a
it's
land.
about building those relationships and those roots and collaborations.
That was a landlord that rang us and said, "Look, we love your brands. I know you've got no money at the moment. You've got no expansion plans. We'll contribute and let you sort of use this downtime to build."
Yeah.
We love to build. The energy it gives that group of people.
Yeah.
Everyone else is talking about closing. We're talking about opening.
Opening.
Yeah.
Listen, for anyone
we've
that
been
ever
working on.
for anyone that ever doubted, you know, you get people going, you know, good people sort of end up last, or you know, it's cut. This is a perfect example, and it sort of gives hope that what goes around does truly come around.
So, I mean, the synergies and the relationships of the last 6 or 7 years are really showing for us
Yeah.
today. I'm so blessed
great
to
to
be
see.
surrounded by the amount of people.
Well, the respect you've got from your team is incredible. Like
We
you
love
know,
each other. You know, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I'm not a CEO. I'm not the managing director. I'm just Paul.
Yeah.
And while I remain as that guy, then I'm the best guy to sit in the seat, and I'll just intend to become more of that guy and have more people growing with
Well-
us. And then I can retire. Everybody that's with us can take over and run those venues. And
I want people to read this book.
I didn't come
Put a
here for
little
a
plug in
didn't
No,
come
there.
here-
I know you
actually
didn't.
didn't
I'm
come
really
for a
excited
plug.
to
But
read it. Like
actually,
honestly, like I've
like,
enjoyed so
just-
much the conversation.
I brought
today.
those just for you guys.
No,
to,
I know, and it
have a
definitely
read.
I'm going to be clear. This was never about a book plug, but after the
At all.
conversation we've had today, honestly, I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to ask us how they can get the book.
Yeah.
So instead of looking like a fool that didn't do her job right, can you please let people know when they can get a copy?
Okay, so if you want a signed copy, come to Baby Q, and I'll sign one for you,
Yeah.
and you can take it away. If you don't want to meet me and you feel it's a bit weird, a bit creepy, you're not that bothered, you don't want to look like a fan, you can buy one on
I mean, Lily's used to
Like
that.
me, I'm so used to it. It's fine.
all
He was
the-
waiting for that.
all
Don't.
all the different Amazon websites,
Okay.
so Amazon AE, Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk. If you are lucky enough to be flying in or out of Dubai Airport, you can pick it up in Dubai Duty Free.
And you said that it was one of the like best-selling in duty
It
free.
was the number 1 selling book
That's
in
amazing.
December, and I outsold Elton John 4-1.
Really?
Yep.
And
Oh,
that's
oh my
why
God.
you weren't doing a gig on Elton John's
Elton
music.
John's in the conversation twice. How
I'm not
random.
sure how long I outsold him for, but for the period of time that we measured it, I
Yeah,
won.
it's amazing.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And that was enough to
Let's
make...
hashtag him.
That-
Start.
Yeah.
No, we did.
Let's
I
see
did.
what
And
happens.
when it came out, I did a little story. Thank you, Dubai. Thank you so much. I mean, Dubai was
Awesome.
It was amazing. People were buying it in 50s and in 60s, and
Wow.
you know, Media One bought 100 books. Rixos bought 200
Wow.
books. Gave it to all their teams. Went
Yeah.
and did sign-ins. Movenpick, JLT, 100 books.
Can you try and sell some of my songs for me, please?
So, and I was loving it. You know, it was. You know,
The community.
I'd turned away 2 or 3 reasonable offers for a publishing deal because I wanted to control the process.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we got a phone call from Dubai Duty Free saying you've just hit book of the month. I'm like, what does that
What?
mean? Yeah, you're number 1 selling book in the entire airport. I'm like,
What?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
What does that? Yeah, but what's that mean? I'm selling 1 a day, 4 a day, 7 a day, 100 a day. What's it mean? You're outselling over the last 2 weeks. You've outsold Elton John 4-1, which makes you the #1 book. So I'm like, wow. So Laura, do a quick story. I've made my mum happy. My mum's proud of outsold.
It's always about the
Do you know-
mum.
do you know what
It
she
is
said?
about
always,
the mum.
Do you know
no
what mum
matter what,
said?
it's always the mum.
I really like Elton John.
You know what?
Brilliant, eh?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Listen,
Keep it normal. Keep it down
Yeah,
to earth.
exactly. I love Elton John.
on that note, because it's awesome, we finish with Mum. Thank you so much for coming in, Paul. It's
Yeah,
been an
thank you.
absolute
Guys.
pleasure.
It was
Gaz, thanks for coming
amazing,
back in
amazing
again.
to listen.
And you know what? I get a feeling that you guys are going to keep. We're going to have you back a few more times. I'm going to have
Yeah.
a chat to you. What else do you have in your black book?
We've got loads. Don't
We
you
should
worry.
do some cool stuff in
Don't
Rockstock.
you worry.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
We might have to pop
Yeah.
down
Let's
there.
Get back and do some back to the basics of collaboration
Yeah.
and doing some cool stuff.
100%.
Let's do it.
Cool. And thank you for sharing the stories of positivity.
I'll
I think
I'll
we all
definitely
need it
be
right
reading
now.
that book tonight.
100%. Like
There's
it's
no other way.
straight away when I get
Yeah.
in, well, not when I get in the car because that'd be weird trying to drive and read.
Drive.
But when I get
I've
home,
done.
I
do an audiobook.
Anyway.
I don't
Get an
advocate.
audiobook.
So, well, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be your voice.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't be John.
or
could
Morgan
it?
Freeman.
Can you imagine John
Elton.
doing it?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan
Anyway,
Freeman.
From school.
Feel like doing
Sorry
all
about that,
over
John.
again.
And then he got spat on.
All right, guys. Thanks
Anyway,
so much for
thank you so
coming in.
much.
That's us for today.
thank you.
Bye.
Hey, it's Joe Mango. Today I'm so excited. I'm down at IMG Worlds of Adventure. I feel like a kid in a candy store. Let's go explore. If you want to come and check out this absolutely magical place,